Make sure you guys unplug your battery every time you're gonna mess around with the brakes. You could just unplug the negative terminal on the 12-volt battery and you should be good. But I don't know, I've been used to just unplugging everything, negative, positive, and the hybrid battery, just to make sure that nothing, no surprises, nothing. Because I don't know, man. These hybrid cars have always been like, it's been it's just been like a hassle. Like something goes on, something happens. I just don't want to deal with none of that. So it's just me. I know that everything out there, it just shows you disconnect the negative terminal from the 12-volt battery and you're good. But it's my preference. Everybody, to each their own. I do it this way. You guys don't have to do it that way. But welcome back, guys. Here's another video. I'm be working on the brakes. I have some issues going on, and let's go ahead and get into it. Well, check this out, guys. I was in the middle of removing my lug nuts, and this guy snapped right off. See that? And now I'm left with the other half on here. See how that looks there? It just snapped right off. I was taking it out with the impact, so maybe just the force on the knock, it snapped it right off. So now I'm gonna use some vice grips, and you see how there's like little grooves right there? I'm gonna put some vice grips on there and see if I can take that out. Here we go. Shouldn't be too tight on there. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So you guys see that? Perfect. Yeah, so now I gotta purchase another lug nut. They should carry these at O'Reilly's. I'm gonna go ahead and get one of these, and I'm gonna take these in and see if I could get these resurfaced. Some WD-40. I'm out of the PB Blaster. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a bolt method. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. So you can push that out. And that should break that rotor off. There we go. Some Home Depot bolts. That's what I'm using there. And now, just put these back in here because you never know when you might need them again. Comes in a pack of 2. I'm going to take this off so I can show you guys what's going on in here. Okay, right there. So these are some deep gouges that are on the drum. So I'm not sure, I've never seen this happen. I've never seen that. I've seen uneven wear, but nothing like this. So I found out that I had an issue here because the car threw a code, and I'll put up the code here so you guys can see it on what I'm talking about. You guys see that? Look at on the shoe. Dude, like little grooves, and these were digging up onto the drum. See that? So I'm not sure what happened here. Every time I would brake, my skid control would turn on, and it kind of would feel like if the car would lock up, not necessarily where the tires would start burning, like if you come to a hard brake and you leave a skid mark. Nothing like that. It was just the car felt like almost like if I was sliding, but not all the way to the point where it would burn the tire. It would just lock up. I would let go, and then I would be fine. If I'm cruising, it's fine. It doesn't rub or nothing. It rotates. Everything's good. But I didn't want to keep driving like that. The car doesn't feel right. So I'm not sure what happened here. The only thing I didn't change the last time I did this job was I didn't change their hardware. So I don't know if the hardware was the problem here on why it caused this, or all the brake dust building up inside, and it would build up on the shoe and cause that to wear down. Check this one out, guys. See, it's got gouges as well, but not as deep as the passenger side. I don't know, it's really weird. This is what I picked up, guys. The shoes, hardware kit, some brake cleaner, the new lug nut, the drums. So right here, you could technically leave this on here, this bracket here, and you could just take off the pin right here, this locking pin, and that'll come off. And now let's see if I can just, there we go. So we can just leave the cable here for the emergency brake. And that's all it is, guys. And I'll make sure I clean all of this up with some brake cleaner. Here's the old stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it. Place this here, so that'll stay like that. Okay, and now we're gonna get our spring. It's like this, and we're gonna hook it on the top right here, and then we'll hook it up on the bottom right there. You guys see in here it's got a slot right there, like that. And you follow this down, use some pliers here. just like that. You see here? Now, I get our adjuster. We'll take a look at this one. So this guy's like this. And this guy's like this. So that's the way we're gonna install this. And also the spring here. Okay. So we're gonna see if we can open this up. All right. Let's slide this guy in. Just double check. So make sure that this spring is facing the same way. All right. And now we can screw this guy back on. Just like that. So this guy's in here. And this guy slides on here. Like this. Take a look at this one again. You guys can see that the bigger side is facing the back. This is the front of it. Yeah. That's pretty much it right there. And now we're gonna throw it on here. I'm gonna put the pin through here, and hopefully everything lines up perfectly here. So remember the orientation of the way that sits in place. There we go. there, right there, and some on this side, right there, right there. So that's the points where I see that it rubs against this back plate here. So I went ahead and just added some grease there on the bottom, top, and the bottom as well. Remember that this spring for your emergency brake, this cable, it's gonna go above here. So it should look like that. Get myself one of these now, and one of these. Got this tool at Harbor Freight Tools. It's a brake kit. Comes with some. It comes with like a, what's that called? Like a fork type deal, so you can spin the adjuster. Comes real handy. It's got two different sizes, and you're able to just push in and then turn to keep that in place. Now I'm just gonna line it up. So I'll make sure that this guy here goes in there. So that's in place. So we'll slide this over like this. Just like that. Now we have to mess with it a little bit to make sure it's aligned. Alright guys, so this thing was a pain to get this spring locked into place on this side. Sorry I couldn't get that recorded for you guys. I kept having trouble there, but it's in there. If you have an extra hands to help you out, definitely recommend for you to have somebody help you out install that. The bottom spring's in there. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna spray these down. Perfect. Got the rotors back from our Rileys. Nice and cut. Got these posi quiet pads, and it's got the replace marker there. You guys see that? Right before it hits metal. That's pretty cool. So once the brake pad gets that low, it's time to replace. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use a wire brush to clean up the threads on the bracket bolts that hold the caliper in place. So I'm just gonna run through it like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm breaking down whatever residue I have from the old Loctite. That's one. There's the second one. Second one's done, and now I'll place the rotor. Hold on a second, I almost forgot here. Some caliper grease. Put around here. Just so the next time I go to take it off, it won't get stuck. There's special copper anti-seize that they use for this. This works fine. I've been using it. I've used it before. It's worked out fine. Slide that in place. Now I'll take one bolt, get this bracket. gonna thread the top bolt. So what I want to do is just hold the bracket in place, and the other bolt I'm gonna put Loctite on it and then thread that one into place. So here's the other bolt, some Loctite, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the one on the bottom. And now I can remove the one on the top and do the same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those up. So let's see, this is a 17 millimeter socket, short socket. So on the bottom one, you can use a short socket. On this top one, this nut from the strut is in the way to put it in here. So I'll use a wrench on the top. 17 millimeter wrench. Alright, that's in place. And now we can throw in our hardware for the brake pads. Get these two guys here. These clips, one's on the top, one's on the bottom. Slide this in place here. And then the one on the top. I'm gonna hit it with some brake cleaner. And now I'll slide in the brake pad. You guys see that? It has markings where it says replace. So as soon as this pad wears down to right where that line is, that white line where it says replace, it's time to switch the pads. That's the cool thing about these Posi Quiet brand. Alright. And now I'll add a little bit of grease, this caliper grease, on this side of the pad. Doesn't need it everywhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it here, here, a little bit there. And now we're gonna get our caliper. So you can use a bungee. I use some of this painter's tape, went around the caliper here, and just to make sure it wouldn't fall when I'm working on it. I'm gonna get my seat clamp. I'll go on top of this screw here, angle it first, and go there. So it should sit just like that. I'll hold it up here, and I'll start turning this guy in so it pushes the piston in. Remember to open up your reservoir cap where you put your brake fluid, just because you're pushing fluid back. And I'm going to loosen up the C-clamp here. Take this guy off. And now your piston is flush. And I'm going to hit this with some brake cleaner. Angle it. Alright, this the dryer. I'll let this hang out right here on top of the strut. Let it dry. I'm gonna go ahead and get the pins that go here. They go right here. Grease those up. You gotta make sure those slide back and forth. If not, it's gonna give you uneven wear. So we'll go ahead and take that same grease that I'm using. And we'll grease this up here. And I'm gonna slide this guy in, bottom. So it should be free. Should be able to slide this back in and out without any tension on there. It should just be free, back and forth. That reassures that you're gonna have that even wear on your brake pads. Same thing with this other one. Slide this guy in here. Rotate it. Just make sure that grease gets everywhere inside of there. And I'll rotate the one on the bottom as well. Okay, good there. All right, these are the bolts that go on the top of the caliper. That's what holds it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that with the wire brush and just go over those threads. Sure, I get all that buildup off. Okay. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm just gonna wrap up the front brakes. Rear brakes are done, adjusted, and just make sure to double check your fluid in case you're not at the line, to the fill line. I didn't bleed out the system. Everything's good. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, guys. Share it with someone that you know that has a second or third generation Prius. Have different videos here. Try my best to answer all the questions as good as possible. Sometimes I don't know everything you guys do ask, but I do try to get these comments answered as soon as I can, guys. Juggling the YouTube and juggling the normal life is it's a big how do you say that, it gets challenging sometimes, because it's like there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, you know, to get these videos out for you guys. But I try my best here. I always appreciate you guys watching, guys. Again, thank you guys so much. The channel's been growing. I'm really surprised how many of you guys are following and staying subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on here with this code that I got. Hopefully that's it. That resolves my problem. And you guys take care. See you in the next one. Peace.